full of hate. He butthurts, cries, and a dark shadow falls over this troll. From the ashes of a once great fandom has risen a meme, an LOL that must be liked. We look to the airwaves for a vindicator, someone to strike fear in the dark basement of the parents who created him. The battle between fan and smart has begun. With a head on his shoulders stands the smart fan, a speaker of truths, with a voice of silence, and a radio show of justice. This is Ring Rust.
So let's get straight on into the Survivor Series preview. This coming Sunday from the Phillips Arena in Atlanta, Georgia, an arena that has its own screwdriver, apparently. The Phillips screwdriver. Why don't you just have the good jokes? And that's on the WWE Network as well as and actually on pay-per-view. In the event that you do actually still participate in pay-per-view, you still want to still contact your cable provider and get pay-per-view, I don't know, or maybe it's part of your cable package. If you're living in, say, the United Kingdom, or wherever, that comes included. Because I'm a big proponent of not using streams, if, at all possible. Now, mind you, there are some people who legitimately can't afford it, but, you can't afford to pay for it. You probably don't really need to watch it either, still. And for those who can't justify having to pay for it, well, then I guess you can't justify having to watch it either. It's not good enough to pay for, then why is it good enough to watch? Because LOL. Yeah, you go sit on the short bus like you were supposed to. I'm not sure what order because they don't have a pre-show match here, so either they don't have one or they got one planned and not advertising it, or they're going to make one of these 7 matches the pre-show match. 2 or 3 of them are probably... 2 of them, I guess, are prime candidates for the pre-show match. Let's just start talking about the matches, I guess, in no particular order. Not really predicting that this is the order they're going to be in. So, we got Dolph Ziggler versus Tyler Breeze in a father versus son match, basically, because Tyler Breeze kind of looks like, I don't know. Well, I saw a picture of Dolph Ziggler and Billy Gunn holding a little baby with Tyler Breeze's face on it, because anyway, he doesn't look that dissimilar from them, I guess. I mean, I've been watching him since NXT. He's a fun character to watch. I hope they keep the whole selfie stick thing. I hope they keep the whole supermodel thing going on the main roster. They might or they might not. I don't know. They changed Bo Dallas noticeably when he came up to the main roster. Instead of just having him be a smarmy guy who says motivational stuff but then gets the job done when he has to, he's just now there saying motivational stuff and getting his ass handed to him. So, anyway, we'll see how it turns out, I guess. You're listening to Ring Rust Redux on Jabronology TV. This is Fatboy Mark Jabroni. You're listening to Ring Rust. Back to the Survivor Series preview this coming Sunday on the WWE Network. Next up, the tag team match. The Brothers of Destruction, Undertaker and Kane, versus Broken Out of Hate, Bray Wyatt and Braun Strowman. Not officially what they're called, but I like naming tag teams. Anyone who's listened to my show for any particular length of time knows I enjoy naming tag teams. Because WWE doesn't. Team Rhodes Scholars. Team hell no. Put team in front of it. And then you're a team. So, there have been great tag team names though, but not, recently. So I just throw, when people are a tag team, I say, okay, well, let's see what they have in common. Or what do I find entertaining about both of them, or something along those lines. I really like it when I actually go looking into people's backgrounds and seeing, okay, what does this person do? Okay, what does this other person do? What is an interesting connection? I'll make that connection, and that'll be their tag team name. Well, just basically anyone who's thrown together in the past. You can look up their past and probably, find some connection. I can kind of see, the Brothers of Destruction coming on top of this one. I don't think I'd really be disappointed one way or the other, but, I'm sure it'll be quite a smacktastic match at any rate. But I'm sure, at the very least, The Undertaker and Kane will have better chemistry than The Undertaker and The Big Show had. You're listening to Ring Rust Redux on Jobronology TV. From out of Quebec, or Quebec, as I hear they love it, how you pronounce it, when you go to Quebec as a wrestler or a manager, and you want them to boo you, you say Quebec, because they really hate it. That's what Jacques Rougeau taught Amanda Storm when she was in her first year. I bet you know one of those names, the other one you probably don't. I don't think she's in wrestling anymore. She got a couple of years out of her wrestling career, and then I guess she just kind of didn't do it anymore. Anyway, I read her biography. It's a fun read. Her first year in the wrestling industry. And that's Peter Brady's Bad Day was the name of the song, by the way, in case I got off track there a little bit too much, which I probably did because that's what I do. It's my thing, getting off track. So, he sent that to me a year or so ago, and I responded back saying, this is a great addition to my collection. I love playing it on Ring Rust. I think some of these songs would be pretty good as wrestling-related songs. And he said, now, permit me to channel my best, Pat Patterson, I guess, would probably be the best French-Canadian, I guess, accent I can do. Best, of course, being in quotation marks with a great big asterisk at the end of it. LOL, know how to channel my inner Mad Dog Vachon the next time I do an album, eh? And scene. So this is Fanboy Mark Gironi. You're listening to Ring Rust on 93.5 CHMR-FM. Next up, we have the first of two semi-final round matches for the World Heavyweight Championship. Roman Reigns taking on Alberto Del Rio. And I can foresee Roman Reigns coming on top of this one because WWE can foresee Roman Reigns coming in on top of this one. I don't know, they may surprise us. I wouldn't be unpleasantly surprised if Alberto Del Rio won and then went down to face either Kevin Owens or Dean Ambrose. I don't know. I don't think that's where they're going with it, but if he does, he's probably going to win the title. Because as much as I like both the other guys, I don't see them holding the world title just yet. Not just yet. Because that would be a pretty fast rise for Kevin Owens. Like less than a year ago, he was NXT champion. And now he's the world champion of WWE. I don't think, not quite yet. Not quite yet. Not saying he won't win it. Not saying he can't win it. Not saying it's probably not gonna happen in 2015. I'm just saying. Next year, maybe the year after that. But, depends, I guess, on how meteoric they want him to rise, I suppose. Did they use quick rise flour when they baked him? Or did they use regular flour when they baked him? How fast do they want him to rise? Where's this analogy going? Now I want bread. So, I guess that's where it's going. I want carbs now. You're listening to Ring Rust Redux on Jobronology TV. You can take that whatever way you want, I guess. So next up, we have a traditional Survivor Series match, which originally was 5-on-5, and then they made it 4-on-4 because I guess they wanted to do something with those other two fellows for each team. I guess they could make an entire other team, I guess, if they took enough away. Because it used to be all they did was Survivor Series matches. That's Survivor Series. Go figure. But, back when The Undertaker debuted at Survivor Series 1990. And the Gobbledygooker debuted as well. So two wrestle crap things, but one of them lasted. Think about it though. Undertaker, that's wrestle crap. The original Undertaker character was wrestle crap. But look what he did with it. Gobbledygooker was wrestle crap. But look what he did with it. So, radio shrug. The teams are to be announced. They don't have any idea yet, I don't think, who's going to be the Survivor Series teams, which of course gives me great confidence that it's going to be quite the important match. And I wouldn't be at all too surprised if it ended up being on the pre-show of Survivor Series. The Survivor Series match ends up being on the pre-show of Survivor Series. It would just be ironic, I guess. So, whoever they get together, I'm guessing will be 5 good guys against 5 bad guys. So it's 5 Dudley Do-Rights versus 5 Snidely Whiplashes. And for the sake of it, I think Adrian Neville's going to end up getting the pinfall on that one. Because think about it, what are they going to do? They're going to have like Adrian Neville and the Lucha Dragons and what? Los Matadors? Are they still good guys? Or did they forget about the fact that they turned on El Torito? Anyway, and then they got King Barrett and they got the Ascension and anyway. Well, I predict the Dudley Do-Rights are going to come out on top anyway. You're listening to Ring Rust Redux on Jabronology TV. This is Fanboy Mark Cerrone. You are listening to Ring Rust on 3.5 CHMR-FM. Yeah, you thought I just played WWE stuff. Well, so far, I'm mostly playing WWE stuff, and stuff that isn't really wrestling related at all. So, 1 or 2 things were kinda. Anyway, that's beside the point. Back to the next match, the second of 2 semi-final round matches for the World Heavyweight Championship Tournament. Sees Kevin Owens taking on Dean Ambrose. As much as I like Dean Ambrose, not quite yet. But, Kevin Owens, well, I mean, I guess either one of them can go on to the next to the final match as long as they're not winning it. But, I wouldn't be overly disappointed either, I suppose. But of the 2 of them, I would imagine Kevin Owens is going to be the one who's going to win. You're listening to Ring Rust Redux on Jabronology TV. We got 2 matches left for the Survivor Series preview from the Phillips Arena in Atlanta, Georgia. Hotlanta, as people not from Atlanta apparently like to call it, I guess. So, Charlotte will be defending her Divas title against Paige, 2 former NXT Women's Champions, 2 former one current and the other former Divas champion, so it'll be interesting to see where that goes. I don't remember if they feuded in NXT, did they? Don't recall that far back. So, at any rate, I call on Charlotte to defend her title for the time being anyway, and maybe at Royal Rumble or something, or maybe on Raw, because I do enjoy doing something bigger on Raw the night after a pay-per-view for some reason. The thing that you're not supposed to pay for, you're supposed to watch free on TV, they want to put something bigger on. I don't know. But hey, if I could recognize why they do stuff like that, I'd probably agree with it and say, oh yeah, okay. Ratings is obviously more important than money. Well, then again, I guess ratings equals advertising money. So, I suppose if they get more money from advertisers than they get from the actual pay-per-view / WWE Network, I suppose it works out. Like me on Facebook, tinyurl.com/ringrust. Follow me on Twitter @MarkGibroni. And subscribe to Jabronology TV, youtube.com/fanboymarkgibroni. You gotta go to the CHMR's Ring Rust Facebook page. It's a pinned post right there on top. Place your vote right there for whatever songs you want to hear. If you want to hear that, but with Gangrel's WWF Attitude Era theme in it. So, this is Fanboy Mark Cerrone. You're listening to Ring Rust. So the final match, the final round in the WWE World Heavyweight Championship Tournament match. Most likely Roman Reigns versus Kevin Owens, we'll say. Or Roman Reigns versus Dean Ambrose. A little bit less likely, I think. But unless they want to put a black hat on old Roman Reigns instead of taking off his white hat and putting on a black one. Wanted to turn him into that old Snidely Whiplash and get him to grow a handlebar mustache so he can twirl it like a evil fella. But anyway, and for the time being, though, he's still a good guy. So I foresee the guy from Pensacola coming out on top of this one. Pardon me while I authoritatively put my fist down. There, now I broke the radio. That's it for another show, kiddies. Check me out on Facebook, where you can keep track of all the news that's right on the mark, from around ringside to the latest concerts. See you at the shows.
later days.
This is 93.5 CHMR-FM.